Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for coming and clicking that button. Today, my name is Noel A. Booker Sr. with Business Credit Builder, and today's webinar is how to get primary trade lines, long history, high limits for home and auto. So, if you're looking to boost your credit score and secure high limits for home or auto loans, this is a good place to be. Um, Thank you for joining our event to learn about getting primary trade lines and maximizing your credit potential. Our experts will share valuable tips and strategies to help you achieve your financial goals. Okay, so let's get it. I like to start these by telling you about the three C's of funding, which every entrepreneur and business owner should know that there are the three C's of funding. This is what I call them, the three C's of funding, but it's what all lenders are going to look at the three C's. They're definitely going to look at the three C's, which is credit, which is personal credit and business credit, collateral, that's assets that you own that could justify you give them lending money to you, and cash flow, and that's for your business. How much money is going through your bank every month, right? How much revenue you got for your business. The three C's of funding, and all lenders are going to look at this. Okay, so if you got all three of those fundings, all three of those C's, then you could possibly qualify for an SBA loan. If you got two of those C's, you could possibly qualify for a term loan. If you got one of the three C's, depending on which one you do have, there's money available to you. If you have none of the three C's, that's when you start with business credit. And as you build business credit, you get access to more and more money. Okay? So today we're going to talk about the trade lines, right? Now, before we talk about the trade lines, I'm going to tell you about our credit line hybrid program. And the trade lines that we're going to talk to you about today could get you qualified. Let's say your personal credit is just at scratch right now, zero, zilch, right? Then I got a program that you can get. The trade lines can get you qualified to get access to this money, all right? Which is the credit line hybrid program. Um, I'm going to share my screen real quick just so you can see, right? Okay, hold on one sec. We're going to share, and I'm going to show you. We're going to talk about the credit line hybrid program. This program is good for startup businesses, okay? It's good for startup businesses with good personal credit. So, we're going to show you how to get these trade lines onto your credit. And when you got these trade lines onto your credit, then you could qualify for the credit line hybrid program that can get you up to $150,000 in 3 weeks. Okay? And that's real deal. So the credit line hybrid program, you can get up to $150,000 in unsecured, no doc credit cards for your business, even when the banks say no. Now, you can go to this website, businesscreditbuilder.us, right? Now, let me see some. Oh, if you look it up here at the pull down menus, you would go to solutions and then the credit line hybrid. And that'll come to this page right here. Get a credit line hybrid today, okay? It has everything that you need to qualify listed on this page. There's a video right there. You just click that video, you can see the video on, they're going to tell you more about this program, and you can apply with this button right here on the website, okay? But let me tell you about it real quick off the top of the dome, right? So this is how the program works. You need good personal credit, right? And I'm gonna show you how to get the good personal credit in a minute, right? so, um, so what they're gonna do is gonna look at your personal credit. They're going to look at your highest revolving account that you have. Let's say you got a Home Depot account and it has $30,000 on the Home Depot account, right? That's what your available balance is, right? What this program will do is look at that. First, you got to have a 685 or better FICO score. Then they're going to look at this primary, your highest revolving credit line that you have available, right? That Home Depot card. Let's say you got $30,000 on it, right? What this program will do, it will match that $30,000 up to 5 times on 5 credit cards, 5 business credit cards. Okay. Um, so up to $150,000. And you can get that in 3 weeks, right? Now there's pros and cons. The pros is you can get up to $150,000 in 3 weeks. The con is they're gonna charge you 10% after the fact. But once you get the card, you can pay the 10% off. And I also like to tell people, right, if they doing stuff like this and it costs to get money, and you thinking it's not going to cost to get money, that's wrong. It's always going to cost to get money. Okay? So, what you got to think as a business is that if I'm going to get this money and it's going to cost me, I need to take this money that I'm going to get and I need to flip it enough so I can pay for the cost to get this money, right? So if I get $100,000, I need to make that $200,000, and that way I can afford paying $10,000 to get to the money. That's basic common sense. You just need to know, right? So I just try to be straight up and down, right? Because that's what you got to look at, right? There's no free money, right? So that's what it is, right? So let's say you're a person that ain't got no credit, zero, zilch, zilch, and you can't qualify for this. Then that's why I'm going to send you to my boy Elgin that does the personal credit for me, right? He's my personal credit expert in the entire universe, and his name is Elgin Edwards. He's going to tell you how how he can help you, all right? How he can help you in different ways, all right? Elgin, take it over.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. Can you see me, Noel? Because I'm
Yes,
not seeing
sir.
myself on the screen. Okay, great.
There you go.
Well, I'll go ahead and take off regardless. So today I'm going to give you a credit mastery class. You might want to take notes on this one. All right. So for credit is not a moral score. It's more of a behavioral score. Banks don't judge your past; they judge your current patterns. They want to see what you're doing and where you are now. Strong personal credit equals leverage, options, and lower interest. Even if you want business credit, personal credit is the gateway. That's the foundation for funding. What the underwriters look for the most part, your payment history, that's 35% of your credit score. No late payments within the last 24 months is ideal. Utilization, that's 30% of your credit score. Under 10% is prime. Under 3%, that's elite. Once you go from 10 to 30, it kind of balances out. But once you go over that 30% mark, it starts taking your credit down. So you want to avoid that. And if you have usage higher than that, you want to try to figure out a way to get it below that. I have some methods and techniques. You can just tap in with me and I'll be happy to share. Your credit age, that's about 15%. Banks want to see 5 to 10 years of credit maturity, at least 5 years. So if you have somebody, let's say, that's 45 years old and they only have a year or so history and a bunch of new accounts, they'll be able to look at your credit and tell that you got a credit sweep, some sort of cleanup, or maybe you just got out of prison, which still is not the best look because it shows that you haven't really have much history and haven't managed a lot of credit, and so they're not going to give you a lot on their end and take that kind of risk. Your mix of credit, that's about 10%. You want to include revolving installment, car lines, and things like that to have a stronger profile to show that you can manage debt really well. And the last 10% is going to be inquiries in new accounts. Too many recent accounts looks like unstable behavior. So you want to staircase those new accounts that you add to it. Let's go inside the mind of an underwriter. And I want you to think like an underwriter when you're looking at your credit report so they can see how they're looking at you. They're not necessarily impressed by a 750 score, but they will fund a score of 680 if you have the behavior, if you have the credit report built out well. They'll ask, can this person manage a large amount of capital without the stress of chaos? It's about trust and predictability from how your credit is actually built. These four behaviors are what cause denials. High credit card utilization. We just talked about that. You want to stay under 30% at all costs. 10% is the sweet spot. If you under 3%, that means elite, just using it for like, subscriptions and things like that. For some reason, companies want to give people money who don't need it. And you utilizing less than 10 to 3% shows that you just don't need it. Also, missing information, inconsistencies, like you have one address on your business credit, your business credit profile, you have a different one on your personal credit profile, you have a different one on your bank statements and things like that, different bills and stuff. So you want to make sure that all your information is consistent. If you have disputes showing on your credit report, banks hate that because it shows that you're disputing other banks' debt, and it's a high chance that you may dispute theirs, and that's actually a silent killer for approvals. So you want to make sure that you monitor that. And then don't repair if you're actually doing a funding sequence. You don't want to start repairing, start trying to remove inquiries and things like that while you're in sequence, because you're going to let red flags to potential and prospective lenders. Most people think they need credit repair. They actually need organization of their credit, not always necessarily repair. And you can increase your score by 40 to 100 points by paying down credit cards, removing disputes, adding small installment accounts, getting your utilization under control. Credit repair is only needed if there's false, inaccurate information, late payments, collections, charge-offs, and things like that. Then you need a credit repair strategy to help remove those, because that's going to keep you from the funding table. So let me give you the blueprint. You want to try to have, as far as on your credit, you want 3 to 5 accounts with limits above 5,000, because that shows maturity. That shows that you've been in the game for a while. You've been managing a lot of debt, and you can handle whatever they would give you in terms of a credit card, term loan, line of credit. One installment account, like a self, credit strong, or loan, that's really good. Low utilization, on time payment history. We talked about that. That's 35% of your report. A lot of new recent accounts, 2 to 3 years. Next is high limit
Mhm.
credit cards or high limit lines of credit and things like give you that you can incorporate into your strategy. Banks lend based off income, internal score, and your behavior. So you want to fix that first. And we talked about the different things that you can use in order to position you to make you look attractive to the banks. Uh, so personal credit is your passport. That's what's going to open the door for you. That's what's going to be able to help you take flight to be able to get the funding that you need. So before you apply, get your utilization low, remove any disputes that you have listed on it, because it shows on your credit if you're actually in dispute. You want to try to eliminate new accounts or make sure that they're well aged a couple of months before you start applying, and let that credit profile season. You don't want to rush it. You don't want to add a new account and then go right to the bank to try to get you some funding. So it's a long-term play. It's just like working out, working your body. You're not going to go into the gym for 2 or 3 days and then go into a fitness physique competition. You have to, plan out your diet, map out your workout and things like that for months ahead of the game. So you want to do the same thing when it comes to credit. Funding is not really necessary something that somebody who's in a jam or in a tight position wants to go for if they haven't put in the work to improve their credit profile. Before I continue, are there any questions?
Ms. Williams, got any questions before we get out of here?
I'm sorry, I was trying to get to my mute. I don't, I mean, I guess no, I don't have any questions. I was hoping that I would hear something that I didn't already know, or something that can, kind of help a little bit. So, yeah, I guess I'm on the right path, and I just need to kind of push forward and keep doing what I'm doing then.
Mhm.
Okay, so um tell us where you're at and where you're trying to get to.
So I'm really, really trying to get my personal credit. cleaned up. There's a bankruptcy that's really killing me that I need to, I'm working on trying to get that removed. And then, of course, trying to get off of these, what do you call those? You know how people get credit cards and they add you as a additional user. So
Authorized user.
yeah, authorized users. Yeah. So
Hmm.
just trying to get myself off these authorized user accounts that are not good from my divorce. So yeah, it's
Okay.
just, yeah, it's a lot, and I'm just trying to get through that, and just thought I might hear something different than what I'm currently doing.
Yeah, so if you need to remove the bankruptcy, that's a service that we offer, so we can definitely help you with that. We'll
Okay.
attack it on the credit bureau themselves, and then
Mm-hmm.
also in public records where it's held. As long as the bankruptcy is not still open and active, we can help you
Mm-hmm.
remove it from your credit report. So that
Okay.
way it'll keep you in a position where you can still go and obtain other things that you may need. Because in most cases, if you have a bankruptcy, anything you apply for, you get denied.
Right. Right. Okay.
So if
Yeah.
you can contact Mr. Noel and we
Mm-hmm.
can set that up for you. I can do an analysis, take a look at it for you, and then give you next steps and how we can move forward with being able to help you remove that so that can put you in a better position.
Okay. All right. That will work.
Yeah, definitely. That's good information to get from you. That because everybody's situation is different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people know about the credit, but then once they get into a certain level, they just need to know which roads to get me out of here, right? So,
Right. Right. Right.
yeah, so we'll definitely help you out with that. You can schedule a consult or just call
Mm-hmm.
me. My number is
Okay.
404-500-9687. But you
Okay.
can you can schedule at businesscreditbuilder.us/consult. So the website is businesscreditbuilder.us/consult, and you can schedule a
Okay.
time that we can talk, right? And
Okay.
we'll get you in the right direction, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much for attending, everybody. Make sure you get a free guide on how to build your business credit at businesscreditbuilder.us. Thanks for coming. Happy holidays, everybody. Let's do it.
Have a good
I'm
one.
out.
All right.